This is everything that I learned in the last 30 plus years of my life, and I want to share the biggest lessons with you so that you can save yourself those 30 years and you can use these lessons to create a happier and more fulfilling life starting today. We spend most of our lives chasing more money, more possessions, more titles and accolades, more followers, more likes, more things. And we don't ever really realize, why are we chasing those things? What if I told you that life is more simple than that and you already have something way more valuable within yourself? I'm going to get into that within this video. When I first began my career as a clinical hypnotherapist at the young age of 24, I was fortunate to start working with a lot of very successful people, multimillionaires with tens and hundreds of millions in their bank accounts. And I was even invited to their fancy mansions. I got to go to Calabasas with someone who is neighbors to the Kardashians. And at that age of 24, I truly thought that if you are successful and you have a lot of money, you've achieved a lot of your goals, then you have less problems. Yes, I was very naive. And what I didn't realize is that those people with a lot of money and a lot of great possessions, they still have the same problems that the average person faces. A lot of them are still depressed or feel unfulfilled. A lot of them feel like they are not good enough, they're not successful enough, they're not worthy enough. And what I really realized at that age was that money does not eliminate your problems. It simply buys you options. And I want to share this concept with you that once you understand this, you'll have a better understanding of yourself, human behavior, and why people are the way they are. So this led me to the realization that although we may have different exterior goals, someone might be chasing a new car, a bigger house, more money, more followers. While those goals can be completely different, we're basically chasing the same things internally. And that is a feeling that we assume that those possessions or titles or accomplishments are going to bring with them. For instance, more happiness or a sense of feeling important, feeling like we matter, feeling like we belong, we're good enough, we're worthy enough, feeling liked by others. And this leads to something called destination addiction. So essentially, destination addiction is when you tell yourself, I'll be happy when I get that new job. I'll be happier when I earn $1 million a year. I'll be happier when I buy this newer house, faster car, whatever it is, when I enter the perfect relationship. Essentially, what you're doing is you are training your subconscious mind to understand that happiness is not where you are. In fact, it's always outside of yourself. It's attached to people, places, and things, and it's always out of reach. So it's as if you are dangling a carrot in front of your face, like they do for horses back in the day. And so what happens is you are chasing that carrot that's dangling in front of you, and it's always outside of you, and it's always outside of your reach. What ends up happening in that situation is that if you never achieve your goal, you're going to become hard on yourself and tell yourself things like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be happy, I haven't earned it yet, and you're going to really tear yourself apart. On the other hand, if you do reach your goal, what tends to happen is that you hit that goal and it doesn't bring with it the amount of happiness or sense of importance or that feeling that you thought you were going to get. It doesn't bring that with it. And so then you start asking yourself, is this all there is? And you tend to set an even bigger goal thinking, well, that goal wasn't big enough. Maybe if I set an even bigger goal, then I will have that feeling. And so then you continue on the cycle, just repeating the process, repeating the same feelings, continuing to dangle that carrot in front of your face where your happiness or your sense of self-worth is always outside of your reach. And the danger of placing your happiness elsewhere outside of yourself, or attaching it to other things such as relationships or your income, your job, your title, when you attach your happiness or your worthiness to those things, what happens when that relationship comes to an end, or when you lose that job, or when you lose that house? What happens is then our happiness often goes away with those things because we attached our happiness to those things. So that means we are in a powerless position and we don't own our happiness in that situation. Now, here's the really cool thing, that because we are looking for that emotion through gaining those titles or those possessions, that emotion is something that we already possess right now in this very moment. And we can already access those feelings by simply sitting, breathing deeply, and either focusing on a memory when you felt those things, or just focusing on feeling that right now. And then when you already feel this, it's similar to what Joe Dispenza says, is creating that feeling of having already attained it, feeling what it feels like, and really feeling it in your body, and then taking action from that place. So you'll notice that the actions you take are different. The energy that you go around trying to achieve those things is different, because you're acting from a place that you already have it. You're already worthy. You're already whole and complete, instead of waiting for those things to make you feel whole and complete and worthy. So can you see the difference of being in your power and knowing that you are already whole and complete and worthy, and you can already feel the things that you're looking for now, such as happiness, feel loved, feel like you matter, feel like you're here to make a difference, feel like you are seen and heard. These are things that you can do for yourself. And that way you avoid looking for those things in the wrong people, situations, or possessions. You can avoid a lot of pain in life by giving yourself the feelings and the sensations that you are seeking from other people or possessions. Boom, that's a big one, right? So until you train your mind to be happy where you are, you're going to continue to look for happiness or self-worth in other things and people and the wrong places, the wrong relationships. You could be looking for your happiness to be attached to the opinions of others, validation from others, a new job, a new car, more spending, right? Things like that. When I was at my lowest, and I lost a lot of things at that time, I lost money, a business relationship, and everything that I'd been working on for the last 2 or 3 years, just all gone. And I was quite devastated at that time. Then it hit me that I had given my power away to those people and those goals. And that if I had to wait until I build back that money or partnerships or achieve something even greater than I'd wanted, if I had to wait until I had those things to feel happy, that I'm going to feel miserable for a long time. And who wants that? So I made the decision to do things every day and to find reasons every day to be happy. And even if it was just for a few moments every day, I did things every day to create that happiness for myself. And while most people, they wait for their happiness to come, and it's as if they're on this emotional roller coaster, feeling flung around and not knowing where they're going or when they're going to feel happy again. That's because most people are unaware of this fact that happiness is not something you earn, and it's not something that finds you. Happiness is a muscle that you train every day through the quality of your thoughts, the words you say to yourself, especially when things aren't going the way you planned, through your actions, your habits, your beliefs, and through the way that you view yourself and the way you view the world around you. So you see, when you focus on those things, you realize you have more control over your mood and your outcomes than you ever realized. So the same can be said for motivation and confidence, by the way. Those are muscles that you have to build and train consistently every day. The other major lesson, and this is a massive lesson that I learned, is that we spend most of our lives on autopilot, being run by our unconscious beliefs. And that's why we repeat a lot of the same patterns, behaviors, habits, and relationships. And those programs that are running on autopilot, they are found within your subconscious mind, and they were installed into your mind between ages 0 to 7 by the events that happened to you and by the way you interpreted those events at that time with your younger mind. So your mind then used those beliefs to become programs, and they shape your identity, they shape your personality, they shape the way you see the world and the way you show up in it. And therefore, this then shapes your reality and the results that you are experiencing. And this brings me to a quote that I absolutely love by Carl Jung, where he says, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will continue to direct your life, and you will call it fate." Meaning, until you wake up from those unconscious patterns and those unconscious programs, they will continue running the show. And this brings me to one of my last points for the video, is that your emotions are neither good or bad. They're simply comfortable and uncomfortable. And their main function is to be a messenger to let you know when something's not sitting quite right, or it needs more of your attention, or there's a change that you need to make. They're meant to guide you and not break you down and send you into a downward spiral where you just want to shut down and numb yourself. That's not what they're here to do. And once you view your emotions in this way, that they are literally messengers from your subconscious mind to guide you, then you can process those emotions a lot faster so that you don't get stuck in a rut, and you can learn to use those emotions to propel you forward to attain more of the things that you want, and especially the growth, the evolution that you're seeking. And that can help you to feel happier and freer and to feel more fulfilled by just understanding how your emotions work. So if you find that there are patterns or emotions that are continuing on repeat, that's because there's a program in your subconscious that it's like a record being stuck on repeat. So it's something that needs to be dealt with. And when it comes to the subconscious, it's just something that needs to be processed and healed. And most importantly, this is a big lesson. Your subconscious mind is more powerful than you will ever know. It is the blueprint for your life, your personality, and the outcomes that you experience. That's a pretty big deal. So that leads me to the point that yes, you can always rewire your subconscious mind at any age, and you can improve just about anything, including the quality of your life, the way you feel, and the results you attain. If you want to learn about that, then please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And on my channel, I'm here to teach you how to reprogram your subconscious mind for things like more happiness, more fulfillment, while achieving that breakthrough that you have been seeking. Your transformation starts here, my friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.